Hey, how we doing on this wild Sunday morning in Vol Nation? Guys, this is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports channel, and we're going to attempt to dive into this portal and try to make some sense of it this morning. Tennessee, by everything I've seen and counted, had 13 entries into the portal. The last one was the big one, the Mike Matthews. The portal closed at midnight. Everything was out there. Portal's closed. Tennessee's good. And then Hayes Fawcett, I apologize if I messed the name up, on 3 posts that Mike Matthews is in the process of submitting paperwork and going to the portal. Here's the thing of it. With it happening on the weekend, it's not official yet. So he has until Monday for it to be officially in the portal. So can Tennessee get that fixed after all that happened? And, there were rumors of other guys hitting the portal. There was rumors of Chris Brazzell thinking about it. I'd seen rumors of Caleb Perry, the linebacker, doing it. He did not enter. Brazzell did not enter. And I think the big thing, here's the thing that bothers me with it. There's some of these, this is where these players have got to dial it in. These cryptic posts with eyeballs and stuff at the last minute trying to rile fans up, because there's a lot of, I personally don't care. I don't follow them or anything. But what happens is a lot of these people follow these players, and then they go running and, freaking out, causing rumors and all this stuff. And I cannot imagine these guys for VolQuest, these guys for 24/7 that cover this. What we probably do not even know anywhere close to everything they hear on this. And I feel bad for those guys because they're producing the information they can. The way they talk about it, it goes back and forth so much that we would probably be shocked at how much goes on behind the scenes. And yet these guys get the crap because of these players going back and forth, hitting the portal, and all this stuff. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's got to be legislated and figured out along the way. I'm all for the players getting paid. I'm all for them having the opportunity to transfer. I'm not for them having the opportunity to transfer 4 times like some guys have, or 5, or like a guy who yesterday finished his 9th year of eligibility. But I am for guys having opportunity out there. Some of the rumors that caused this was, people wondered, is Nico hitting the portal or not? And apparently, according to Brent Hubbs, he was having conversations with the staff, but Nico never did submit paperwork last night. So, some of that conversation's probably, maybe it's money related, but it's, the common thing I'm hearing is they're wanting to know, hey, what's going on with receivers, line, all this stuff. This offensive staff and Josh Heupel better take this as a wake-up call. They better take this as their wake-up call, because as of right now on this campus, if Mike Matthews goes into the portal, you have 2 scholarship wide receivers, Chris Brazzell, Braylon Staley, coming back. I think both those guys take a big step next year. But after that, your wide receiver room is depleted. It is absolutely depleted. You have no portal entry. Tennessee has dropped the ball on the portal again up to this point. I don't know if they've not been aggressive or what. We've not heard of a single wide receiver visiting with them. I don't know what is going on in this wide receiver room right now. A big part of me thinks it is similar to what happened with the DBs last year, where you had so many defensive backs hit the portal. That's my thoughts on it, is it goes to that. But the Matthews one is the only one that bothered me. We know Brew out of eligibility, Thornton out of eligibility. I'd love to have those guys back. But Squirrel White, I would have had no problem with him coming back. But with him leaving too, he had to do what he had to do. I think they could get better in that position. But as of right now, it's Brazzell, it's Braylon Staley. You're going to have Travis Smith Jr., an early enrollee. You're going to have Rodarius Jackson, an early enrollee. And then you have Joakim Dotson, who's not shown as an early enrollee. He's shown as a 4-star on 3 of 3 on the others. But Jackson and Smith are consensus 4 stars that they're pretty highly thought of across the board. Kelsey Pope and Tennessee better get these guys ready. Something better change in this offensive room. I think these players, it's funny to me, the fans are out here clamoring for change on offense. You got to change or whatever. And then Boo Carter, there's rumors of him hitting the portal, but he wants to play offense. That's a no-brainer. All right, bring Boo over to offense. Let him play both ways on it. And don't do some gimmick crap. Don't just put him in there and do a reverse or a little screen or something. Actually let the guy play. Get him the ball on some slants and stuff. Do something innovative and creative with it. This offensive staff the last 2 years, this is what it's boiled down to. This is what happens when you become less and less aggressive and you start looking more and more incompetent as a staff. You analyze this staff. Got Josh Heupel, who still oversees it. Darrell Sims, to me, is really him and Alec Ablin. I'm excusing them from the conversation. They can leave the room. They're good. Their units, to me, are showing improvement, getting the job done. We'll see what happens with the running back room, with Sampson going to the NFL, with Khalifa Keith going to Appalachian State. I mean, best of luck to him. He had to do what he had to do. I have no problem with that. Cam Selden in the portal, nowhere. But we'll see what happens with the running back room. Tight end room, we know Holden stays left, but that's a result of Miles Kitzelman. I think it's pretty sure he's coming back next year. To me, the bigger one, you kept Ethan Davis, and you got Deshaun Breen coming in. You got Jack Van Dorselaer, and you got Cole Harrison, who redshirted last year. To me, in this receiving room, I think you could slide out Ethan Davis and Deshaun Breen. Maybe slide them out in slot. Maybe slide them out wide. They're athletic enough, and their size would enable them to do that. I don't know how much Tennessee does it. They're going to have to do something, though, because, again, right now you have 2 scholarship wide receivers in the room. That's concerning. I don't know if that's a case that's the wide receiver coach. I don't know if it's a scheme. I don't know if they're encouraged to go. I don't think with Mike Matthews it is. I've seen speculation with Mike Matthews that maybe he doesn't leave, and that I've seen speculation wondering if he thought Nico was leaving, so he got his stuff in the portal as well. When you get out here and play games, transparency can go a long way with guys. So I don't know that I buy that, because there is a such thing called a cell phone where you can text the guy to see if he's leaving or not. So I don't know that I buy that he thought Nico was leaving, so he threw his name in the portal. I'm pretty sure he probably has Nico's number to text him to see what's going on. And I doubt Nico ghosted him if he would have texted him either on it. But to me, Tennessee come out pretty good up until Matthews. You better do what you can to get Mike Matthews back in the fold. And to me, it comes down to this year. We watched a receiving unit. I mean, Brew and Thornton, I think for the most part, Thornton stayed hurt too much was his problem. Brew, I mean, I don't think they use Brew correctly. And the route running, good gosh. I could sit here and criticize the routes all day long. There's a reason guys can't get open. It's because of the routes we're running. There's so many plays we're not seeing. They're doing nothing to help out. Teams are playing deep, and we're running deep routes. We don't combat. We don't try to counter what another team's doing. I'm baffled by what this staff and the fact that they went 10-3, made the playoff this year. I don't know if that was a result of schedule. I got to give them credit on getting there, but who's recruited this personnel? Too, if it's a personnel problem, your Pruitt guys are gone. Cedric Tillman, Jalen Hyatt, Ramel Keaton. Ramel Keaton had his moments last year. Not that great of a year, but other than that, he had his moments. Pruitt recruits that are gone. Your tight end room now is Heupel recruits, and they're rebuilding that room nicely. I mean, are you going to go play all 12 personnel next year? Is that where we're going? Something's got to change, though, with this staff's philosophy. And I'm not saying get rid of anybody, but figure it out. This offensive staff, I'm not happy with right now, and that includes Josh Heupel. And again, I'm not on the fire 'em all train by any means, but something with this scheme, something with these rotations, some of these routes has got to change. It has to change. And our philosophy with the transfer portal, I know we've done pretty good in it. You better go out here and be aggressive. There are the Branch brothers from USC. One's a wide receiver, one's a safety. You improve that room if you get both of them. Go out here and pay them. Get them in, see what you can do. There's Concepcion from NC State who is still out here. Pay him, get him in here. You better improve that room. And we better increase that rotation a little bit as well. Start playing freshmen. Boo Carter was about the only one that played, and he was not even a starter out of the gate, but they wouldn't play him both ways. He had to go talk to the staff, and basically he's thinking of hitting the portal before, I guess, the thoughts of moving him to offense happen. The staff's got to get with the times. We've seen this all play out before. To me, Butch Jones was the closest one to having it fixed. We started seeing those red flags, though. I'm not down on – I'm unhappy with this staff. I'm not down on them, but something has got to change. You better start developing your wide receivers that you've recruited and your offensive linemen you've recruited. Again, running backs are getting better. Guys we've recruited. Tight ends getting better as well. Or at least it feels like it. I mean, Kitzelman come in as kind of an afterthought and had a really good year. Where does Davis, how does he progress? What about when Brame and Van Dorselaer come in as well? Because if I'm not mistaken, both of those guys are early enrollees as well. So they need to take advantage of these guys. I mean, you had a ton of early enrollees last year, and yet we hardly saw any of them play, at least the freshmen, that is. It's time for this staff to get these guys up to speed. And I know we're not there to see it every day, but with that wide receiver room, you can't sit here and tell me that Mike Matthews should not have gotten more of an opportunity this year. We watch guys drop passes all year long, and yet we don't see Matthews getting the ball. I'm chalking this one up to a staff that's stuck, that their tires are spinning in the mud right now. So they better go get the tow truck to pull them out, and they better get this fixed quick, because this thing, you've got a fan base unhappy right now. What does this staff do to change it? Don't be stuck in your ways. Don't be stuck in it, because this offense has gone backward quickly in the last 2 years. And I would even argue it took a step back this year because I thought we would have more talent and stuff. The schemes, the play calling stuff was horrific this year. We did nothing to help out Nico, and I don't know we did much to help out Joe Milton the year before. I get they're not Hendon Hooker. I get Alex Golish is gone. But what are we doing? What are we doing down here? I know we're a run-first team too, but you need playmakers at wide receiver. Get them out here. Get Boo over on this side. Do what you can to get Mike Matthews back in the fold, and go out here and get either Branch and or Concepcion to the fold if you can. Tennessee better be aggressive. They better get on it and get this thing going in a hurry, because the wide receiver, again, I think it's I'm repeating myself, and I'm going to wrap up on this. Again, I think it's similar to the DB clean out last year. The Matthews one was the eye-opener to me. Happy that Brazel and Staley stayed. I think if you get Matthews back in the fold, I think things will be okay. But you've still got to hit somebody, one or two in the portal. They're going to have to at this point. We'll see where it goes. The portal's closed, thank goodness. And we can kind of take it easy on that now. Guys can still visit and commit. So, if there's any visits, anything of substance out there, I'll let you know. I'm not going to come on here and make a video about every rumor there is, or be making them all day long as well. But, these guys, I know they probably don't listen to me, but these guys that cover Tennessee in the portal and recruiting, appreciate them, because this is a rough – I cannot imagine everything they hear. The guys from 24/7, the guys from VolQuest, and they try to keep the fans as up to date as possible with what they can. And, hats off to those guys for it as well. But I hope you guys have a good Sunday. This is Frank. Hit that like, that share. And if you have not, hit that subscribe button. We've had a big weekend on here, surpassed 2,500 subs. Thank you guys so much. It's not possible without you. But have a good rest of your day. Last but most certainly not least, it's still a great day to wear the orange.